Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Nerd Superposition. Yes, I've ridden it, I've reviewed it before, but Jordan gave me a bigger size, and since you can only buy these online, why don't you buy it from one of our affiliate links down below. This board features Nerd's cam rocker camber profile, so you got rocker in the tips, camber through the middle of the board. That camber section is going to give you all the load, pop, snap, and drive, while those rocker sections are going to give you ease of entry in and out of turns, as well as more optimal powder float. This board's available in 151, 154, 157, and 160. I rode this board at Copper Mountain with a day that was overcast skies, average temps. You had some dust on crust, leftover pow, some chopped chunder, perfect corduroy, kind of just your basic middle of the season conditions. And I used my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. The overall flex of this board comes in at past middle of the road. You do have a longer rocker in the nose, so that's going to be a little bit softer, and then it stiffens back up to the tail. And even with that rocker back there, that's still stiffer than the nose. The torsional flex is abundant, but it's very snappy. It's very quick to rebound. Now, when it comes to the stability of this board, yes, you do get some chatter in the nose, but that is pretty much all killed off before it hits your front foot. And when you get into lumpy terrain, just with the way this board's built and the width of it, does a good job of just being stable and smooth. It cuts through chop and chunder with relative ease. You're not really getting bucked around all that much. It's just a board that you can charge with if you absolutely have to and not worry about the conditions underneath. The nice thing is, if you hit some death cookies and you're getting that ball bearing effect underfoot, this does help dampen that kinetic energy as well, so you don't feel it coming up through your bindings. This board will boost. You load that camber up, you roll back on the tail, it springs, and you are just gonna snap to the moon. If you want to be a little more laid back, you're still gonna boost. Side hits, rollers, it doesn't matter. This board will get you in the air and you don't have to worry about it. You're in pow and you wanna porpoise along, it's got you covered there too. Basically, with that camber section, it's easy to load, and when it rolls back on that rocker section, it's like a little springboard. You don't have to worry about it. We're about halfway through this video. Why don't you give it a thumbs up? And if you haven't already, go down, subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the programming we've got coming out for you. The tail's gonna take a little bit more work when you get sideways with it. You gotta find right where that leverage point is, where the camber meets the rocker, and you're gonna sit on it and really push into it, and it's gonna let you do its thing. Now the nose is like a spatula through creamy frosting. You know, you're just gonna be able to over exaggerate, really push it, swizzle and sizzle around, not have to worry about it, and then it's gonna pop you right back out. If you know how to butter, not gonna be a problem. If you don't know how to butter, there's other boards you should probably be riding before this. Here's where this board really stands out. You can lay trenches with this thing. It's nimble edge to edge, and it's got power from the middle back through the tail, so you can really just lay it over, drop that knee, slingshot out of the turn. This aids it with short, tight, quick carves, medium, mellow carves, and like I said, those deep, hard, aggressive carves. You want a trench, lay a trench. You want to be mellow, be mellow. This thing can turn with the best of them. It's fluid edge to edge, and with very minimal ankle flexion, you can really steer this thing with ease. Rider in mind, the guy that's riding all over with a slight, and I do mean slight, freestyle flair and wants a board that can handle anything in front of them. Like what we're doing over here? Want to support us further? Swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. I really loved this board when I rode it in a 57, but Jordan, the owner of Nerd, wanted me to ride this in the 60 because it's just ever so slightly beefier than the 157, so I got on it. It pops well, it carves well, it floats well, it does everything you need. It's just got a little bit more power to it. Had a blast on it, can't fault this thing. I loved riding it. Comparable boards, the Rossignol Slashimi, the Ravine Pro, the Salomon Taka EP. Binding recommendations, the Union Force, the Rome Katana, the Jones Mercury. This has been my review of the Nerd Superposition. Did I need to ride it again and review it? No, but I did. Now you watched it, so why don't you go watch one of our other videos.